Blood boy, the blood boy, he's hurt, oh boy. Blood boy, the blood boy got hurt, oh blood boy. Eat an extra pizza.
What's going on, guys? This is Jamie from Heroic Barbell with another exciting episode of Evolve AI Competition Prep, Week 490, Day 69. Before we get into the nitty-gritty of this video, I'd like to once again thank the Beef Boys for that wonderful operatic journey into imagination and a bit of nightmare, if you will. Remember, guys, if you click on the description below, you can find all the Bloat Boy music, Beef Boy music. Anyways, let's get into the video. So as you boys and girls may or may not know, I may or may not have hurt myself squatting. Now, there's something that I normally do every time I get hurt, which is kind of often, not that often. I think it's an average amount of time, you know, I get injured in average amount of time, as most lifters do. Matter of fact, most lifters I know are dealing with some. Powerlifting is basically, how do I train around all of the injuries that I've accumulated over the years? Somehow I think powerlifting should kind of be like some sort of Olympics. Not special. I think powerlifters are special, but a type of Olympics where, in a way, you're hurt all the time. I have to be careful with how I say this. I think if you read between the lines, you'll understand what I'm trying to say. With that being said, there's a protocol I like to follow when I get hurt, and it's worked well for me in the past to recover quickly and get back into training a little bit quicker. Now, the first video I think that you guys should watch is a video by Alan Thrall called something like "Oops, I Did It Again," something like that, but it's about a back. It's about how he tweaked his back and how he dealt with that back tweak. Now, I've popped my back plenty of times, and I've followed his video every time, and the first thing he says is don't panic, which I 100% agree. I agree with the whole video. I think you guys should just watch that, and then I think you'll understand better. But the gist of it is the sooner that you can move, the sooner that you'll feel better. That being said, I hurt my leg on a Monday. I felt the pop on a Monday night. Tuesday night was pretty unbearable. Wednesday, I believe I went to the doctor, got ultrasound. By unbearable, I meant sitting on the toilet was unbearable. I considered standing and pooping at one point, but just dealt with it and tried to just poop as fast as I could. But yeah, the thought of standing and pooping did happen because just sitting on the toilet was excruciatingly painful on my hamstring. Luckily, there was no bruising, there was no real tear, it was just a strain. Walking was painful, I definitely limped for a good while. I digress. The STAR method basically says, after 2 days, you get back into the gym and you do the barbell on the movement you got hurt. So for example, if you popped your back on a deadlift, listen, I'm not a doctor, so don't, like, if you really fucking hurt your back and you can't walk, then don't do this. But if you can walk and you realize that it's not life-threatening injury where like your discs are all popped out of your back, whatever, you know, I don't know anything about that. But he says to go and do the movement, 3 reps for 25 reps. 3 sets for 25 reps is the STAR method. And every day you go in and you add the smallest increment of weight that your body can handle for that time. Whether it be 5 kg, I don't know what your increment is. It's whatever relative to you. But the whole point of it is to heal while using that range of motion so that not too much scar tissue forms and the blah, 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 blah. Listen, I'm not a doctor. I just try to do the movement for as many reps as I can. In my brain, it's blood flow, and you're promoting blood flow to that injured area, blah, 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 blah. I'm not a goddamn scientist, but I prescribed that for the first couple of days. Matter of fact, I'm such a psychopath, I joined a gym that was closer to my house because they have a leg press. Daniel, please buy a leg press. And I did a lot of single leg work, which hurt, but I know that it didn't hurt too much where I would re-injure myself. It was mainly about blood flow, being able to not really break a pain barrier, but be able to see how far I could go. Like, I'm not trying to kill myself. If it's so painful where you think it's gonna hurt, don't do it. But if you can deal with it, if you can handle that pain and not force yourself, but allow yourself to get deeper into the range of motion where you got hurt, I think you'll have better recovery than you would if you just sat on your butt and did nothing. I think movement is always better than no movement when it comes to being injured. That guy, Eric Bugenhagen, he tore both of his like quads or something, and the dude was out like trying to walk without crutches, and like for like a 1 second hold he could do was a win for him. Movement is good. Movement is good when you're hurt. The doctor I went to said the more you walk, the slower your injury is going to heal, and I thought that was counter intuitive. Is that the word? Anyways, let's get into the video here. But guys, Google STAR method, STARR, STAR protocol or STAR something powerlifting. And you should find the program there. You don't have to follow it 100%. It's like a guideline. It's like Wendler. It's a guideline. It's like any program. It's a guideline. Do what you want. Do what you can. Do what you feel comfortable with. Because my motto is if you don't fucking want to do it, don't do it. So here's what I did. I started recording early because I was scared this whole day that I was going to hurt myself. But after being at the other gym and doing the STAR protocol for about 3 or 4 days, I decided that's a lie. I didn't do it. I just did the leg press and I did the bar for a couple sets of 10. And then I think I took a day off, and then I went to the gym here and I felt a little bit better. I'd been getting a little bit of the therapy for my leg. And then I just wanted to see what I could do for heavy single, heavy being relative to how my leg feels. I wore the thinner knee sleeves here because I wanted to not go too heavy and force myself to go a little lighter. So let's start the video. So here's the first venture into something scary. So what I did was I started, I think, with whites and then greens and then a yellow and then a blue and then a red. And I slowly went 5 kg on each side as I worked my way up. And you can see I'm a little hesitant going down to the bottom. Was there pain? Yeah, a little bit. But it wasn't the type of pain where it was like I'm gonna get injured. It's more of the pain of my leg being stiff and me slowly releasing the stiffness, if that makes any sense to you. Because this plate math is foreign to me, I don't know how many kilos it is. I just kept adding 5 at a time. If you look here, my descent is probably slower, and see how I get a little scared there? But the speed is good, and on the ascent, there wasn't too much discomfort. By this point, my walking was normal. If that was the last one, that was 140 for a top set. Back offs here, I think it was 5 reps of 110. This is what I felt comfortable with for handling just a bit more reps. I didn't want to push anything too hard as this is the first day back, real day back of kind of training since I hurt my my hamstring. After doing this, I didn't want to touch bench, but I decided to see what I could do deadlift wise. I started with red, and then I just went up to red because I had no pain. If anything, I was a little tight in my pubis area, but other than the tightness there, everything felt really good. And I worked up to a single at 220, which to me is where I would have my last-ish warm-up, depending on moving into the next one. And to be honest, it felt really good. I was able to hold it, no discomfort whatsoever. So I think my deadlift should be okay going into meet day. Bench, I have not really been focusing on that this past week or so, just because I'm trying to use all the resources that I'm consuming to heal my leg. But now that we're into kind of a peak, I'm going to be pushing everything harder, except for squats. I'm going to try to keep squats as flowy as they'll be, go with the flow on them. This video is already long enough. Do I have anything else to add here at the end? Yeah, I do. I'm gonna rise up from the ashes like a goddamn phoenix. And like I said in the previous video before, I don't care what I have to squat. I will squat the goddamn minimum so I don't bomb out of this meet. And if I get hurt again on my leg, I'm still gonna show up, because that's what a man does, all right? That's it for now. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and that's it. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.